This problem is almost identical to the last problem. Still, the big idea is a common denominator, and still we're talking about linkage. The difference is, in the last problem, we were taking a newer skill, linking it back to an older skill. This one is talking about taking a skill and linking it to a newer skill. Okay, so the skill is right now least common multiple, so LCM. If a student had to find the least common multiple of 12 and 9, one thing they might do is list the multiples of 12, like this. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, and so on and so on and so on. All right, and then if they had to list the multiples of 9, they could do 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so then the student might have to look at the numbers in the list and try to find what is the least common multiple. So for example, do both lists contain a 12? Nope. What about a 24? Nope. What about a 36? Yes. Both lists contain a 36. That is a common multiple, and it is the first one, making it the least common multiple. All right, so that's a skill, least common multiple, LCM. When would the student have to then link that to something new that they're going to learn in the future? Well, it would be for a problem like this, where they would need to get a common denominator. And when would the student need a common denominator? So let's say we had 1/12, and we'll make it 4/9. Would they need a common denominator if they were going to multiply these fractions? Or would they need a common denominator if they were going to add these fractions? One of those operations does require the common denominator, one doesn't. So it's important to know when will they need to use this skill for this problem. Turns out it's the adding one. So if they're going to add these together, they need to look for a common denominator. All right, so to try to get this answer, the student would think of what is a common denominator for 12 and for 9, and they would think back to what they already know about least common multiple, and they would already know, oh, it's 36. We're going to use this same skill for this problem. So let's make this problem with a common denominator of 36. And just like we did in the last problem, we have to ask, what do you multiply 12 by to get 36? 1, 2, 3. So you have to multiply the numerator by 3 as well. And what did you multiply by 9 to get 36? 1, 2, 3, 4. So multiply the numerator by 4 as well. And now we can solve the problem. Now we've got 3 36 plus 16 36. So 3 plus 16 is 19, and the answer is 1936. So the answer for this question is that learning about least common multiple will help a student in the future be able to add fractions, adding fractions with like denominators or with unlike denominators. Well, it's going to help them when the denominators are unlike, because then that's when they have to create the common denominator. So again, least common multiple links to and helps students be able to add fractions with unlike denominators. We're going to come back to that idea of linkage in just a couple more minutes.